Asher, and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm very excited because we have some new music we're going to talk about. And so let's welcome to the show, Howling Giant. How are you? Well,
hey.
You're not the only Howling Giant, but you're representing.
I'm representing. I'm Sebastian. I'm the bass player, and I am the tallest person in the band, so literally I am the giant.
Well, there you go. How tall?
I'm 6'3".
Oh yeah, well you tower over me for sure. and you know, it's funny to hear that too, because I don't think people realize, like, so many of band members that I'm friends with, that you see them up on stage and they look like bigger than life.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them aren't that tall.
Yep.
You know?
You go backstage and you meet them and they're like half the height.
Right. Exactly.
It's
It's like you do imagine a giant in your head.
Yep. Well, the stage helps, you know. The stage helps for sure.
Oh, it definitely does.
Just imagine going to see Ronnie James Dio, seeing him up on stage like a giant, and then going backstage and realizing how tiny he is. So, yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
I used to hang with him in Tarzana at his house, and I'm 5'7", and he made me look tall.
Oh man,
you know.
Oh man, yeah, man. I'm used to being the tallest one on stage. The only problem is that I hit my head multiple times on things, so that's often not good.
See, you know, us short people, we think about that too. Like we think about the problems we don't have. And like, you know, it, like, we don't have to worry about running into things because everything is above us.
Right. I could see everything except for what's right in front of me. So that's tough sometimes, but hasn't really happened lately on stage yet. So I'm crossing my fingers that I can keep it that way.
I know, right? It's almost better to be taller as a fan out in the crowd, because then you can see everything. But then you make everybody pissed off because they can't see past you.
I can't help it, man. I know, right? It's not my fault. Not my fault. You showed up to the show late.
And you know what? Just move a little step to the left or a step to the right, and you're good.
Right.
And you guys just got done doing a few shows this month, and so tell us why people should show up to your live shows.
Man, I feel like our live shows are just so fun and energetic. We always just try and bring this energy of you know, like everybody is invited and everybody's accepted. The past few shows that we did with Castle Rat were really fun. Castle Rat is awesome. And to be able to go out with them and see their live show, you know, they take it to the next level where they're very theatrical, you know, with the costumes and the makeup and everything. And it's really cool to see. I feel like we bring a different element, whereas we kind of go up there as more of, you know, we can rock the jeans and the t-shirt and just go up there and just, you know, bring as much energy as we can. So yeah, that's what I think people just love coming out and just, you know, rocking out.
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny because I go and do radio coverage at festivals all over, and the couple of the last ones that I did that were at the same venue 2 weeks in a row, two different kinds of genres. What I love about your band is that you could have fit in both festivals. Like, there's certain bands that could fit in two different types of festivals and certain that can't. So one of them was Bourbon and Beyond, you know, which is got like it's got like the 90s rock, but it also has the jam bands, and it has country, and it like has a little bit of bluegrass, blues, everything. But I mean, like, so that's where I feel like even though you're not a jam band, you could fit in that jam band like venue.
Well, we all, we come from different backgrounds, musically. Tom was originally Tom studied classical guitar. Zach was in a marching band, and so we all have this kind of large appreciation for music that's not just metal or rock. So we kind of try to bring a lot of that to our style, if that makes sense. And we never really want to be like pigeonholed as just a metal band or just a rock band. We kind of want to be, whatever we want the Howling Giant sound to be. So, yeah, that's why it is always fun that we get to play these different types of festivals, that some of them are just, rock festivals. Some of them are more metal festivals. We're doing psych stuff now. And it's just, it's been really fun to kind of explore that range.
I love it too, because basically I think an artist, the whole idea is to experiment, especially as you start learning your craft. So you shouldn't be pigeonholed into just one micro genre like they like to do nowadays. I'm a total metalhead, but I'm also the type that likes the psychedelic rock and the jam bands. And, I would go when I was a teenager to Slayer on a Friday night, Grateful Dead on a Saturday. And, and it's like, I think everybody's that way. You don't just like one type of music. I think anybody that says that, they're lying, and they're doing like we did in the 80s, whereas like you weren't allowed to like this other stuff. So you really did like it, but you just never admitted it,
Yeah.
And then, the fact of the matter is I think for us to enjoy the music, the artist has to enjoy it. And how's the artist going to enjoy it if they're playing the same song over and over again?
Exactly. We like to switch it up too. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for this new record to come out, is because, there's so many new songs that we get to play on there and really showcase to people. And it is tough too when you have such a, I'm not trying to make this seem like I'm bragging or whatever, but, we have a fairly good catalog of songs to pick from when we're doing live shows.
Right.
And so there's always going to be songs that we just like kind of miss or haven't played in a while. So yeah, being able to like freshen that up a little bit is kind of nice. And also, yeah, again, just doing, we're doing stuff that has, metal in it, has rock, and then we have, part of our show that's really just kind of chill and psychedelic. And so it's really fun to be able to play all of those different things.
Yeah. And so like the next week was Louder Than Life. So
oh, nice.
That's where you fit in metal wise.
Yep.
And I'll tell you a funny story too that you would appreciate. So I was at Bourbon Beyond in the audience. I was joking with my friends who are jam band friends, and I was like, what do you think if I start a mosh pit? And it was during Fish. Fish was playing, okay?
Oh, man.
And then it was rather interesting because like a couple hours into their set, because, they do the whole 3-hour set thing, a lot of people were in a very different state of mind in the beginning of the set, if you catch my drift, as you do. Yeah. And it was so funny to me because I'm watching people and it looked to me like a mosh pit without anybody touching anybody. So
everybody was trying to be super careful.
Right. Yeah, they're all like moving around like they're in a mosh pit, but not touching anybody. And I'm like, well, see, you could do that. Would be a cool mosh pit to do at a Fish show.
Yep. An appropriate mosh pit for a Fish show, I'd say.
Exactly. And, you mentioned about classically trained, like, I think a lot of people don't even realize, I've been saying this for years, that metal is a derivative of classical music, and most people don't know that.
It 100% is. It 100% is. There's so much classical. I mean, just listen to artists like Yngwie.
Yeah.
He's one of the probably most popular metal guitarists in the world, and he's just a ton of classical stuff. So yeah, it's always been there. And I think for Tom to have that classical training, but then transition that into something that could, he could also play the meathead riffs and the stoner riffs and, the prog and psych stuff. That's why he's always one of my favorites to watch. He's just awesome.
Nice. And okay, so as everybody knows in the world right now, Rush is going to be coming back to do shows. And I have always viewed Rush as like prog metal. Like a lot of people may not view it that way, but like 2112 is pretty freaking metal. And so is everything before that. Like you take like the first Rush album, to me, that's kind of hard rock metal, so it does go hand in hand. And
for sure.
And speaking of a band like that, okay, and transition, you guys have transitioned from a 3-piece to a 4-piece.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how that happened. How did that happen?
So we've done most of the stuff. Most of our past releases have been as a 3-piece. I joined in 2018. The guys started, Zach and Tom started this in, I think, 2014. So we were just jamming for forever. We did have our good buddy James. He filled in on guitar for about a year, and he's helped us in the songwriting front too. So there was a portion of Howling Giant history before where we were a 4-piece and we went back to being a 3-piece. And when we were looking for a new guitar player, there was only kind of one idea in mind. That was Adrian. And he's just super awesome, man. We played with him, multiple times on tour with his other bands, and we've stayed at his house before. And so we know that he was the one guy to, fit. And he joined towards the end of our recording process for Crucible Ruin. And the stuff that he was able to add in on that process was just absolutely awesome. And he's just been a perfect fit ever since. So it's also been really nice for me too, because, when you're a 3-piece as the bass player, sometimes you're kind of picking up that rhythm guitar role a little bit. And so it's been nice for us to actually have those 2 guitar players where I can really just focus on I'm just being the bass player,
Nice. It does make a difference too, I think, because it's a very different vibe. And I think being a bass player or a guitar player, you follow a different person in the band. Like the bassist and the drummer are always usually in line with each other. And, so it would be very difficult to try to play both roles.
Exactly. Yeah. And just tonally, it was just, tough to kind of get that like perfect tone that we wanted, as far as guitar and bass is concerned. But yeah, once Adrian joined, man, it clicked like that. And so he's been awesome on the road. It's been a pleasure having him. And we're stoked to do this next tour with him.
Nice. And so do you think that's made a huge difference in your music for this new album?
For sure. Because on our previous releases, we had a friend of ours do keys and synth and organ. A friend who lives down in Texas, and he's known us for a while, and so we've always kind of collaborated with him. But for this record, we took a different direction, and Adrian has kind of taken the role of doing not only the extra guitar layers, but he also does synth. Nice. And so he added his own flavor of synth and guitar on the record. And the guitar, I'd say that this record is a little bit more guitar focused rather than our past releases. It's kind of more like riff driven songs.
Nice.
And yeah, he's just enhanced that to like the next degree. It's crazy.
And that's way cool because I think that also goes in line from where you guys are from, because I think guitar music from there, from Nashville, is like
Right.
that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Nashville's a great town for us. Um, the guys actually started this band up in Boston because they were Berkeley students, but they moved down, and I was able to find them in 2018, and we've just been rocking. But it's this town is so full of all different types of music. I mean, you can go
Yeah.
out every single night and see a different band somewhere. And so that has really put an influence on us, and going out and seeing the people doing the chicken picking and everything. Say what you want about that. It's awesome to see, and so yeah, it's just been a great experience being down here, man, and so many opportunities to play and meet people and go on the road with them. So
I love Nashville. They say that Austin is the live music capital of the country, and I say nope, Nashville. That's my viewpoint. Yep. Like, I've been to both, and Nashville, you're right. No matter where you walk, there's a live band playing. Like, you could just walk down the street and take your pick of like 50 different live music shows within a few blocks.
And also, no matter where you walk, there's usually a drunk tourist somewhere. But
which that's kind of fun sometimes too.
Yeah.
It just adds to the culture of Nashville.
It definitely does. But there's a ton of different like underground venues and up and coming places around here that are really supporting the rock and metal scene. Which is kind of cool. A lot of people do think just when you're coming to Nashville, it's the country music capital. It's Country Music Hall of Fame and all that sort of stuff. So I get that, but there is definitely like an underground heavy music and heavy metal scene here, which is really cool.
And I've found a lot of artists have been gravitating to Nashville. Like, even look at Steven Tyler. Like,
man,
it's the place to be.
Well, it's the place to be because they can also they usually live right outside of Nashville on these huge farms that nobody can ever find them. So it's a very relaxing and peaceful place for the stars to come and hang out, because it's kind of their where they get their relaxation, I guess.
See, I love places like that though, because like I'm born in New York, grew up in Jersey, and I love New York City, but I also love getting out of New York City. So it would be like, it was cool to live in Jersey out, in the middle of nowhere, right, but like being 10, 15 minutes from the city. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I think that's the allure for Nashville for sure. Granted, there's been so many musicians coming to Nashville that it's just been like blowing up here. But yeah, every now and then you'll just see at a random show. I went to a show, this was years and years ago, actually. Went to a show and it was Steven Tyler's like backing band, I think. And maybe 100 people in the audience, and Steven Tyler got up and sang.
Nice.
You see all the rock stars walking around here that are just trying to keep their hat down and like just chill out a little bit.
That's cool. And I love when stuff like that happens, when there's just this impromptu thing at a club and nobody expects it.
Right.
I think as an artist probably love that too, because sometimes when you get to that level, you might miss those old days. Not the bad parts of it, but the cool parts of the intimacy with the crowd.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just always so fun to see, you never know in Nashville who's going to pop up. And it's for all different genres too. Like I work at when I'm off the road, I work at a venue in town here. And one night we just randomly had Vince Gill come up and play a couple songs, so it's a truly special place to be in.
Totally. And man, your music is badass. And I love how the new album, how you have all these different types of vinyl and even cassette. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
dig how cassette kind of made a comeback after COVID, especially with the vinyl, like being so hard to get. And even like Metallica on their newest album, they released it on cassette. And I'm like, that's
Yep.
pretty cool.
I think it's the next thing that's making the comeback. You know,
Right?
the vinyl is still popular, and I think vinyl is always going to be popular no matter what. But the cassette is definitely making a comeback. We did it first when we for our first record, The Space Between Worlds. We had a friend of ours who did. He basically did custom artwork for like he gave us like 15 cassettes. It was all very limited stuff, but he did custom artwork on each and every one of them, and it was all numbered, and it was our first record, so we were like, okay, this is super cool to have. And I think we're doing it again for this one. I'm pretty sure. I know we just got the vinyls and CDs in, and we're sending those out. I got to take a look at them, and they're just like, man, so freaking cool.
Right. Because I love artwork that comes along with the music. Like, to me, it's a
Right.
package deal. I think that's what a lot of people are missing nowadays is that package deal and that experience of, I say it all the time. Like, I remember I would get an album, put my headphones on, and just immerse myself in everything in the album while I'm listening, and all the artwork and the lyrics and everything.
Yep, it's an immersive experience for sure. And we've really lucked out because Tom's mom has done the artwork for
Nice.
the majority of our releases, including this one. And so we've really been able to keep everything in house, and not have to, resort to like an artist who's crazy expensive, or we
Doesn't
haven't
see
been
your
able to,
vision.
or doesn't see that. Yeah, that's really the main thing is, we want people to be able to see our vision. And usually we could just, what happens is Tom will just draw a little like tiny sketch on a napkin or something and give it to his mom, and his mom will come back with this amazing piece of artwork that is really, really cool.
Love it.
Yeah, she's been doing most of our stuff, man, and it's been nice to have an actual artist again, rather than, I know that some bands or some artists have been doing AI and all that sort of stuff, and it's just doesn't seem right to us.
I agree, man. I think making music, they do it with podcasts too. Like, now the big thing is, oh, you can make a whole podcast with AI. Well, why would I want to do that? Like, the whole idea of music and art and podcasts is expression, human expression. So
Exactly.
when you take that out of the equation and you take the passion and the emotion out of the equation, what are you left with?
Right. You're not really left with much. And then at the same time too, there's these artists that are out there that are, have been doing this and making this their living, and all of a sudden AI comes around and can do the, same exact thing. Anyway, we just love to support Tom's, mom, and her art is just so cool. She has a really specific way of doing it with this alcohol paint that is, it's almost like watercolor. It just looks really awesome.
That's wild. I love that.
Yeah, man.
So tell everybody how they can reach out to you guys on socials, on the web, how they can get the new album, buy your merch, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. So we're on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and then TikTok as well. You can get our stuff on Bandcamp. You can pre-order the record now. It's just bandcamp.com/howlinggiant. And yeah, just check us out on there. We got our new, the new album comes out on Halloween. So October 31st, keep an eye out. And then we'll be jumping on the road after that with Ancients in November.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to be hitting North America and a little bit of Canada as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for those dates. We got them posted on all of our social media, so check it out.
Yeah, and I was going to even ask you too, was it on purpose that you picked Halloween since you're Howling Giant and it kind of goes together?
It does fit a theme a little bit. Really did kind of just end up that this was the specific period of time that our record label had to release this. But yeah, we were, as soon as we figured out that like this was the available time, we're like, man, yeah, we'll do a Halloween record.
There you go.
Why not?
It's perfect.
Yeah, make it a little spooky.
There you go. I love it, and I love the new music, so everybody has to go check it out. And I would strongly suggest checking all the different options you have, because you have all these different color albums, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and we just saw them come in the other day, and they look awesome.
I love it. Well, thanks a lot for giving us great music for a long time now, but giving us new music too. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.